I have a
This,
question.
yeah, hit me or hit
To my
us.
knowledge, this is the first Assassin's Creed that takes place outside of the European,
Yep.
African kind of
This,
peninsula
this is literally
space.
not only that. This is the first Asian Assassin's Creed. Period. Like there's one in
Yeah,
China
right.
that's in development. So this is the first time Asia got anything out of this franchise. Is
Wait,
People were looking
Shadows.
forward to this. They were really looking forward to this one because of all the assassinations that you do see throughout Japanese history. Like there's so much you could do with this, like the different classes of
I have bad news,
Nobi,
Nerdigans.
stuff like that.
I have bad news.
Yeah, you're not getting it.
Nope. Because what they said in the interview with Famitsu was that they're going to go ahead and make the Templar the Jesuits. Now, in this time period, in our reality, the Christians 30 have only been in Japan for 30 years at the time of this game's setting. When this guy's walking around, the people who brought him here have only been active in Japan for 30 years, and they're going to be the crisis that he has to overthrow. One of the advertisements says you will free Japan
they call them the
from its
oppressors as well.
oppressors.
Yeah, the oppressors. Yep.
What's that, Josh?
That what you said, that they call them the oppressors.
Yes, they call them the oppressors. Yes, they're being oppressed. The Templar are the bad guys. So what this means is that, okay, a little bit of history. There's the Shimabara Rebellion, and it is where the Japanese went around and they brutally killed every Christian or person they suspected of Christianity. This was not like a simple, we're going to stab you in front of your kids. This was burning people alive, dismembering them, taking their heads off, crucifying them in the town square to teach the rest of the people a lesson. And as a result of this incredibly brutal campaign, Christianity today still struggles to have a strong footing in Japan. So what happens in this story now, the way that these dickheads have gone and structured it, is that the events that take place in this game cause the Shimabara Rebellion. The tampering that the Templars do through the guise of Christianity's presence in Japan in this era directly cause the daimyo in the 1600s to feel threatened by the presence of Christianity and react in the way that they do. That's what Assassin's Creed has done. It has now paved the way to justifying a Christian genocide.
Yep.
But it's a gay dating sim, by the way. That's the icing on the cake. It's a gay dating sim. It says right here from the official website, Naue and Yasuke. It says right here, Naue and Yasuke's disparate personalities will lead them to have different relationships and rapport with other characters, and they don't always feel the same way about people, nor do they always feel the same way about each other, for instance. Romantically, they will also attract and be attracted to different types of people. Through the pair, players will get to experience a multitude of relationships. So you get to decide if Sasuke's gay or not.
Oh,
it's like Fable, but with
one
dicks.
of the people that blocked me from Assassin's Creed said yes, was you were going to see a softer romantic side out of him. And I think he's non-binary too, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
I haven't heard that yet. So let's not throw things out without confirmation. I haven't heard a non-binary Yasuke yet.
That would be
I'm not saying he's non-binary. I'm saying the person himself.
Oh, the producer, yeah. The Assassin's. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, throw a coin at any throw a rock at any development studio. You're gonna hit 90 of them.
Yeah, this.
And then people got to remember the lead writer here is a white woman. You don't have an Asian woman here, not that I know of. And she is and people are flipping out because she follows Sweet Baby Inc. too. So people are
it's not just following. There is a staff photo going around of the team that worked on Shadows, and you can see Sweet Baby Inc. CEO Kim Blair in the freaking photo. She is there smiling, not front and center, but very, 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 very recognizable. They clearly have their hands in this. There's no way they didn't. There's no consultation credit in this game for Sweet Baby Inc.
It's like a Where's Waldo moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I got it right here. Here it is.
Oh, yes, cider.
Okay. So here's the picture.
Where's Waldo?
So as you look through here, you're like, oh wow, look at all this diverse people that worked on Assassin's Creed Shadows. This is the
Look at all
development
of the
team right
purple
here.
and pink and hair colors.
So
Yeah.
many blue hairs.
Look at all the
Tells
same
you
shade
quite a
of
bit.
blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
They're in
that
Canada,
specific shade of blue.
Remember, they're in Canada. This is Canadian that's doing this.
yep. And so well, look at that. There
Oh.
she is.
There's Waldo.
Right there. There she is.
Yep.
Like she's in this photo. She's there. She's got her hands in it. I mean, like, if it wasn't, you can just lay out sort of everything that Cider's talked about this week, that we've been talking about here, and it is very, very obvious that this is like a what am I trying to say? Like a microcosm of all the propaganda and all the narrative fighting that these like writers, these neoliberals try to do. Like you have, oh, everybody is gay in this time period. Oh, you have your black samurai. Not Asians, can't have Asians. No, sir. No. You have to have your black samurai. You have to fight your oppressors. You have to. This is something that really, really revealed everything to me about this. So Yasuke's original as Cider sort of brought down in history, in real life, when Yasuke got to Japan, he was brought under the service of a Jesuit missionary. Like he was like carrying his stuff. He was working for him. Don't know specifically if slave, but essentially a slave, like still just like in his employ, had to do whatever he wanted. In the game, and then once he got to Japan, Oda Nobunaga was like, whoa, dude, you're like, that's so weird. You're dark. That's a curiosity. Do you want to hang out with me? That's how Yasuke became like a Japanese citizen for a little bit. In the game, according to the leaks that have been circulating around from a very, very prominent, notable, like good track record leaker, Yasuke ends up in Japan in Assassin's Creed because he was on a slave boat, and then the slave boat gets attacked by pirates, and everybody on the boat, everybody but him is killed. And Yasuke washes up on the shores in Japan at a temple with a bunch of Japanese monks who happen to be assassins.
They even made the first black monk a samurai a slave.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't get away from it. It's so, like, on the nose. I'm just like, you guys can't. Why do you do this to yourselves?
They just think that every black person in the world came there by a boat against their will. That's their worldview.
Every black person is a slave. Every black person needs like representation. Every black person is oppressed. Like,
you guys hear that? There hasn't been a single black person that's ever come to a country by Delta in the history of the world. It's always been by the Amistad, like every single time.
I'm just saying, man, like it's really weird how like Kenya doesn't have a navy. You people seem to spend a lot of time on the water. You know,
the only way they could have been more on the nose if the main character's name was actually Toby. That's the only way they could have been more on it.
Right, he washes ashore and he says, "My name is Toby," and Nobunaga's like, "No, it is Yasuke."
Which
now.
we don't know, like, because Yasuke's his given name. He might wash up on shore and be like, "My name is Toby or Hooper or whatever," and it's like, "No, you are Yasuke," or
no,
like,
it'll be something stupid. It'll be something stupid like Ignacio. You know, something really dumb. That they'll be like, oh yeah, we gotta change.
Your name is now Akura Hente.
What is something hip? Because there's something that's going on, and I've noticed this. Is these at least I've noticed this in the localization sphere. Is these people are trying to be hip with the kids? Like, I have to mention this because it is kind of related to this. So like in Witch Watch recently, I saw Viz put thick in one of the translations. I'm just like, wait, what? So I'm dead serious. And it was used the worst context. I couldn't believe it. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, I can, because I'm seeing the Yas for the Yasuke thing. And that tweet got deleted, by the way. I put in the private chat. I'm just thinking, watch. They're going to try and be sneaky and try and be like hip with the young kids, hip with the kids, and try and put some like modern Zoomer slang in. That's what they're doing nowadays with Japanese media, is they're trying to put cringe and all this other crap. It's just so weird. I don't understand it. I don't.
That's because you're not brain damaged. That's why you don't understand it. You're not meant to understand it as someone with an IQ above 60.
No, even like I'm telling you, even manga fans on Manga Plus are noticing the cringiness of it all. They're calling it cringe as hell too. They're just like, what the hell? These people are trying too hard.
Speaking of cringe, we have tales of idolized boys, male love, and medieval Japanese Buddhist narratives. And this comes from Sachi Schmidt-Hori, who is the Japanese professor of literature and culture, who, I guess, was a paid consult on this video game's development. So, idolized boys, male love. You know what Yasuke was recruited for when he washed up on the shore. I bet he was butt-ass naked when he rolled up on the shore, too.
Dude, no, he's gonna roll up. He's gonna have the full on like Kente, like Nancy Pelosi did back during the George Floyd stuff. Like that's what he's gonna wear when he walks up on stage or on.
Oh,
on
that
shore.
that
So
African hat that they wear. At
yeah.
The guys that are like all into it.
When he arrives, he's gonna be like, I'm so out of breath because I was on opium or whatever.
Well,
I wish that would be cool.
Opium trade. Oh, come on, man. Come on.
Well, going back to what Spencer was saying about Yasuke,
that joke didn't land.
I got it though.
Well, going back to what Spencer was saying about Yasuke possibly being non-binary, well, this woman here, she teaches classes on Japanese gender and sexuality. So do not be surprised if that happens.
So I guarantee you they're going to have some type of scene. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Nobunaga is trying to become a Christian because he's shamed because of his homosexual urges. And part of Yasuke's role is to free Nobunaga. And he dies defending his lover's honor. Dude. You know, he and Yasuke were lovers.
No,
I guarantee you that's why. So Hanzo will be the guy that has to kill him, and he's like, I don't want to kill you, but you're gay, so I gotta kill you because we can't have that here. This is Japan.
I guarantee you, there's gonna be a scene. If it's not that on the nose, there's gonna be some scene where Nobunaga has a talk with Yasuke about like those evil Christians are coming in and not letting us live like and love. However, like it'll be one of those really like on the nose sort of like you guys know what I'm talking about. It's just going to be very on the nose, very modern, very just like
and historically though, Spencer, historically the Japanese did not have a cultural barrier with homosexuality. They didn't really have an issue with that kind of structure. So Christianity coming in and instituting a line between men and women, that fits into their narrative about oppressors now, doesn't it? And a scorned lover who's been told by these mean, nasty Templars that he can't butt fuck his buddy Nobunaga, well, he might take up a sword and want to fight that crisis in his country, his adoptive country.
Well, speaking of women...
And that's butt fucking in the 1500s, so you know they don't wipe good.
Well, Juan, speaking of women, notice how now the actual Asian character is still an afterthought?
Exactly. Naue is just like this. If you're like women or whatever, we've got Naue. If you're just into that, that's your thing. We've got Naue.
To me, the introduction of Naue is a way for them to have a shield, right? Because like I mentioned, this is the first time we're ever having two specific protagonists for an Assassin's Creed game. Again, in the old games, there were male and female options, but they were the same ancestor. Essentially, for those who don't know, like in Assassin's Creed, you're somebody in the present being put back in the memories of their ancestor. And that's how you relive everything. And so back in those games...
By the way.
Yeah.
Please go on. I'm just...
No.
You've been interrupted. But I'm just noticing that one of the women in the picture is actually half white, I suppose, half German. Such a Schmidt-Hori.
Yeah.
Come on. All right. It's all right. Fine.
That's all the liberal things, right?
Yeah.
That's all the liberal. You've got the hyphenated name there. That's all the things in one.
Yeah. You can get that. And no pronouns though. I'm actually kind of surprised by that.
Genuinely, actually, I am surprised there are no pronouns in this preview video. That seems like something Ubisoft would do.
There were probably 100%. Complaints, so you look for it in the future.
No, not the pronoun complaints. Now that we made the hero,
it's like they have this. Right. They have this big boardroom meeting. There's this guy with a really grim expression. He's like leaning over the table, and he's like, "We forgot to put the pronouns in the trailer, guys. It's over. No. It's over.
We're not inclusive. What are we gonna do now?"
Yes,
we are the baddies.
Yeah, you right wing fascists. But dang it, what was I saying? Oh, so with the with Naue and being an afterthought. So like, yeah, this is the first time there are two distinct characters you're playing as. And I think that now it was just added so that when people go, why didn't you make the protagonist Japanese? People can go, there is one. What are you talking about? Aren't you happy that you're like the second character is Japanese? Like that's what you wanted. Like that's all it is. Everything about this game feels specifically done for narratives, right? Like the whole Yasuke thing with everybody thinking he's a samurai, but he really wasn't. The way I put it is that he like it's a difference between like a doctor of medicine and a doctor of literature, right? Both are doctors and both are, so that's like Yasuke and an actual samurai. Both are doctors, both have lots of like respect, but come on. If you call yourself a doctor of literature at like a party, everybody is going to make fun of you because everybody knows, yeah, technically you're a doctor, but you're not like a doctor, right? Like that's the sort of difference there.
NP versus doctor. There you go. Nurse
Perfect.
practitioner versus doctor.
Yes, that's perfect. That's exactly what it is. But like picking Yasuke as your main character when everything about him is so historically muddy and he's your first historical pick, this to me is just to get that, like reinforce that pop culture idea that Yasuke was a samurai, that Japan was this bastion of diversity that they can overwrite everything with. Because like, did Yasuke exist? Yes, historically we know he was a figure, but he wasn't, he was more of a novelty than he was this hero, this standout like diverse icon for the country. Like that's just not who he was. So to me, you know, it's all narrative, it's from the top down. And do we expect anything different these days? Again, it's all intentional. None of this, like Cider said, they went out of their way to find a non-Japanese character. They didn't go, oh, we want Yasuke for his story. They went, he's non-Japanese, that's our guy. Go ahead, Josh. Yeah.
Just real quick, and I'll let Josh go.
Yeah.
All the hype that went into, oh my God, we get our first Asian story in Assassin's Creed, and all you guys got was a gay black samurai. And somehow you don't have no idea how we got to this point, but we're here. So congratulations, everyone.
But we're here.
No, that I was about to say, this is actually like making Mr. Popo the main character in Dragon Ball Z. It's like, what?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Mr.
and
Popo was
that's-
not, he was a Saiyan. That's what they'll tell you is he's a Saiyan because he's not cool enough being the nice guy.
We're just rewriting history right now.
Right. He's a
There
black
is-
Saiyan.
Mr. Popo.
I do want to
You
point this
remember-
out, though. The timing of this couldn't have been better for Sucker Punch because the PC version
with of Ghost of
of
Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima came out, and man, they are probably ranking in money right now from all the
yeah.
pissed off fans that were going to buy Assassin's Creed.